So many questions here. Let's bring in Misty Marris, legal analyst and trial attorney. Misty, thank you for weighing in on this. You know, small details about that night, about the incident in general, kind of seem to trickle out every few days. What stands out most to you so far?
So far, what stands out most to me is all of these inconsistencies. You're right. The information is trickling out, but there hasn't been a lot of public information disclosed from law enforcement. Now, look, investigations are often kept close to the vest, but what I find interesting about it is that they're saying there's no issue with foul play. That's the only thing investigators have said, yet they're keeping so much back with respect to this case that's garnered national interest. We've heard all of these different accounts, and none of it seems to add up. So really, the key to this is going to be that toxicology report, and it's going to be, once it's disclosed, what the cause of death for these three individuals. And hopefully that will unlock some of these mysteries, especially for the family members who I can't even imagine the position that they're in right now without answers.
You know, and Misty, one thing that really baffles people is the fact that Kansas City police came out right away and said they are not investigating this as a homicide. Why do you think they were so quick to say that? What does that tell you?
It makes no sense to me, unless it's maybe keeping the investigation close to the vest, because to come out right from the get-go in a situation where you have three men in their 30s found dead in someone's backyard, and by the way, there had been some video gathered about showing that backyard. This is not some expansive property with a wooded area that would be very difficult to see someone if they were back there. This is quite different. So to me, I'm wondering if investigators are saying we're not investigating it from that perspective, but truly are maybe behind the scenes following different leads in order to come to that conclusion, because I don't get it. I don't see how they could come out the gate so quickly and say no foul play is suspected, as opposed to we're conducting an investigation. It will lead wherever it does. We'll have more clarity once we get these toxicology reports and autopsy reports.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense to me. Something is not adding up.
Right, and absolutely. And we were taking, you know, a look at the pictures of the property there. And as you said, I mean, it's pretty open. You know, we're talking about three grown men, their bodies there for 2 days before they were actually discovered. Now, so you mentioned, you know, waiting on these results. Do you think anything will change once the autopsy, once the toxicology results are, you know, not only back, but then released? Because those are two different things.
Right, absolutely. You're absolutely right. And we know that family members are actually meeting with prosecutors today. Another big question mark about whether or not there's actually an analysis of any sort of criminal conduct, whether it be homicide or something less than that, relating to toxicology or something else. I think it could change. And we've seen this before. Once autopsy results are released, or once information regarding the toxicology and the state or the county has declared the cause of death, we've seen pushback from families when things don't add up. Their lawyers getting involved, hiring private investigators, pushing for further investigation and following trails that maybe weren't pursued from the get-go. So it absolutely could change. It's hard to tell right now without those critical pieces of information. As we always say, that cause of death, that can tell you the means, the manner, and the timing. That's what we would expect to find from an autopsy report. And all of that can be used to backtrack and find out what happened to these three young men.
You know, and we know the families are so frustrated, understandably, right now. Is there, and you kind of mentioned this, is there the possibility that even if there are no homicide charges brought, there could still be some type of criminal culpability?
There absolutely could be. We could see something from a criminal negligence perspective, a recklessness standard. If there was, and there's no confirmation relating to any drug use, there could be charges or a criminal investigation relating to that. There's definitely many, many different avenues that have potential to be pursued depending on what comes out of these official records relating to the cause of death and those toxicology reports. It's premature to talk about it now, but quite frankly, there's so many different paths this could take. It's really something that we're going to have to wait and see, and I'm hopeful that in these meetings today with prosecutors, the families at least get some clarity so they can have at least a little bit of peace.
Absolutely. All right, Misty Marris, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.